We talk a lot on this show about the problem with landlords. Namely, they take around half of our wages merely for being lucky enough to own property. But we talk less about estate agents. They are, after all, just middlemen. But a video shared on Twitter this week showed how seriously some take their jobs as landlords' enforcers.
Well done. How long did you say? Well done. What the f***? Oh my god. Oh, what the f***? What the f***? Don't what the f***? What the f*** are you doing? You piece of shit! Are you alright? You're nuts. Do not touch me. I will see you. Would you hit a woman?
Jesus Christ. Wow, he's himself now.
The man attacked in that video worked for the London Renters Union. He had accompanied 3 young women to the estate agent to stand up for their rights. The tenants in question had been handed a Section 21 notice which threatened a no-fault eviction. The landlord apparently wanted them out so they could hike the rent. But the women had disputed the Section 21 for 2 reasons. First, they say it only listed one of the 3 as tenants of the property. And secondly, they claim the house had not been properly registered as a housing of multiple occupancy, or HMO. They say both things invalidate the Section 21. Earlier today, I spoke to one of those tenants, Sarah Wasama.
About a week and a half ago, the estate agents, about 3 of them, 3 men, with someone they were showing around the house, came over. My housemate, one was in bed, one had just got out of the shower, so we're naked in her room, like in a towel. And they basically just walked in and were trying to open all the doors. My housemates locked the bedroom doors because we can lock them from the inside. And they were actually trying to lock pick the bedroom door. We were kind of really freaked out. I said on an email after this happened, you can't just do this. This is illegal. You're breaking these tenancy laws, blah, blah, blah. And they basically responded oh, well, we can do what we want. We can walk into the house whenever we want. It's not very nice. We kind of felt really uncomfortable. 3 young women. It's uncomfortable when 3 random big men just walk into the house trying to get into our bedrooms while we're in bed or not dressed.
What is the law about if they want to show someone around? Do you have to make some sort of attempt to arrange a time which is mutually satisfactory for everyone, or what is the deal on that?
Basically, I didn't know at first at all until I got in touch with the London Renters Union and one of their reps. And then kind of looked into it myself. And under a 1977 tenancy law called the right to quiet enjoyment, means that tenants can basically refuse, and a landlord, estate agent, or anyone acting on their behalf entering the property without our solid agreement. We have to say, yes, you can enter the property to do this, this and that. And if we say no, then they can't. Because they handed that Section 21 notice, really standoffish on emails and things, we were well, no, you're not coming to the house. We stated on emails multiple times, you cannot enter the property. We're not agreeing that you can, basically.
And could you explain what happened outside the estate agent's office? How did that escalate to the extent where you've got one of their members of staff kind of kicking and seeming like they were going to swing a sandwich board at one of your friends?
So we went in basically with this letter that our London Renters Union rep had written up, basically saying all the laws that they broke, that we want to come to an agreement saying you can't just walk in, you've got to stop the harassment, you've got to stand the standoffish emails, you need to start being fair and amicable with us, with the tenants, we still live there. He were having none of it. He were getting really standoffish. The guy in the video that attacked my London Renters Union rep, he were oh, well, these tenants need to prove that they're tenants, get your bank statements up, get your legal contracts. If not, we're not speaking to you. You are just random people. You could be anyone. Just aggressive, unnecessary. Really did not want to come to amicable agreement that yesterday. And what really set him off, he really switched. So we were being like this. And I kind of said, well, to be honest, you're renting out an illegal property. It's not a registered HMO. I can just call Southwark Council. You can be fined if you want. If you're not going to deal with us, then I'm just going to get in touch with the council and you can take it down that kind of route with the council then. And he kind of got really aggressive, kind of like, in a sense, like questioning our intelligence. He actually said, oh, well, what do you study? Do you study law? If not, then I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you to tell me this kind of thing? I kind of said, well, like, I don't need to study law to have Googled this law. I've also been on the Southwark Council website. 3 or more people means that it should be registered as a HMO. We're not a family. We're like a multiple occupancy household. We like share the bathroom, the kitchen, things like that.
Finally, I mean, you seem like a renter who really knows your rights. You seem like a more empowered renter than I don't feel as empowered as you as a renter. Could you talk about the London Renters Union and sort of how you got involved, what they have provided for you, your relationship to them, and especially throughout this dispute with your landlord?
Prior to this dispute, I kind of like just been a member as like a private renter. A lot of my friends are. And things that I were like, I just feel kind of more comfortable having like a renters union behind me. When this like first kicked off with the Section 21 notice being given to us, I emailed London Renters Union asking for help. One of their members of staff got in touch with me on email, gave me their WhatsApp. We had a few like back and forth calls. I kind of like explained to him like what had happened. He said, I'm pretty sure it's like an illegal Section 21 notice. So then my housemates joined London Renters Union as well after I was saying like, they're saying they're going to help us on our behalf so we don't have to face these like really aggressive like estate agents that are quite standoffish anyway on emails. So they joined as well, and we quite like had like group calls like discussing what were happening. The London Renters Union actually emailed and called the estate agents on our behalf before yesterday's event. To be fair, without London Renters Union, I don't know what I would have done with this like kind of situation. I didn't prior to this kind of like entire situation really know tenants' rights and things. It's only because London Renters Union informed me and I looked into it myself then afterwards. But yeah, like without London Renters Union, I think the pressure, I kind of would have like maybe backed down to the estate agents.